your feet as your foundation then. And to kick this video off, I'm going to show you a little example with an analogy of why your feet and how you set up are so important, and if you get them right it can really boost your squat and you'll feel a great difference from just a few different exercises. So then, the analogy. Basically, the easiest way to think of your body is as a chain, and each of your main joints are a link. So, for example, we've got your ankle, your knee, and your hip. Think of those as 3 links. Now, I'm going to use the example of if you've got flat feet. So normally your feet should have quite good arches, but sometimes, as I've seen in a rare clients, your feet can be actually flatter, and this can start off with pain in your bottom of your feet, so it can cause something called plantar fasciitis, which is whereas the tissue on the bottom of your feet can get inflamed, so that can start causing you pain. And as your feet go flat, it can actually start to bring your knees inwards, which when you run or walk any reasonable amount of distance, it can cause discomfort and pain on the inside of your knees. And then going on further to your hips, it can cause kind of your hamstrings and your glutes to not work quite effectively, and then sometimes it can even actually cause back pain and cause other issues even further up to your mid-body and above. So to think backwards, that all stemmed from having flat feet. So that hopefully that highlights as to why your feet and your foundation are really crucial and important, not just to squatting but to everyday life in general. Now, there is a way, I know I obviously said in the introductory video that I don't like quick fixes. However, this is my one kind of place where I'll bend the rules a bit, where you can get orthotics to correct your feet and give you your desired arch when you're flat-footed. There's 2 ways of doing this. You can go privately and pay for it, which admittedly is pretty expensive. However, if money is kind of an issue, you can do really quite well with over-the-counter and shop-bought inserts. And these, with clients who've gone out and got them themselves, I've seen them still have reasonably quite good results. However, like I said, I'm not a great fan usually of these quick fixes, because as soon as you take the inserts away and you maybe just doing some exercises bare feet, this takes away obviously the inserts, which gets you back to square one, which is why I am a great proponent of doing the strengthening exercises rather than this quick fix. But this is the one time I really will kind of bend the rules and let you get orthotics to kind of help with your feet. So I'm going to show you a video now of one of my favourite exercises, and it is really simple how you go about fixing your flat feet. And this is a little exercise called pen pickups, and I will play it for you now. So as you can see here, this is actually a video that I did for what I mentioned earlier with plantar fasciitis, which is where your bottom of your feet gets inflamed. And the exercise that this is called is just pen pickups, and it is literally what it says on the tin, as you can see from the video. Literally putting a pen on the floor with your bare foot and just using your toes to curl around it and to just literally pick the pen up. And this does look easy, but don't be fooled. If you haven't done this before, you'll find it very difficult, and what you can do to start off with is maybe try different items to pick it up. So you could try picking up maybe a golf ball, or instead of going for a biro or something like that, you can use like a bigger pen, like a permanent marker, or something else that's a bit bigger and easy to grip with your toes. And to start off with, the reason why this actually corrects your feet is because it starts working your intrinsic foot muscles, which basically make up the arch, so it'll take you from having a flat foot to more of an arch, and it will hopefully then set you up pretty well for starting to learn the foundations for squatting. Now, exercise wise, if you want to start off doing this about 3 times 15 pickups, and you could do this daily whilst you're watching TV at night or you're reading a book, you can literally just put a pen on the floor whilst you're doing that. So it's a really easy way of trying to fit this in and around your daily lives. So once you've had a good go at doing the pen pickup exercises and you've done this for a couple of weeks, it's really starting to build on your arches. The next thing to think about is how you set up your foot, and the key here to kind of think when you then go to squat is to think of your foot as a tripod. So basically it's 3 parts. You've got your heel at the back, and you've got your big toe and you've got your little toe, and that makes a nice triangle shape, aka a tripod, to give you balance and stability for when you're squatting. So now you've got the idea of a tripod in your head, now we're going to have a look at a little exercise. So what we're going to do is take your shoes and socks off and get yourself into a squat stance before you're ready to go and drop down. And in this position your feet should be pointing relatively straight forward, and what you should have is kind of an even weight distribution between your heel and your big toe and your little toe, so you should kind of feel it all evenly distributed. And the next part is, what you want to do is then squeeze your bum muscles and drive your knees as you squat down out towards the side. And what this should do is this should allow you to evenly balance things out, and it should start making your feet into a nice tripod position, especially if you've been doing the pen pickups for the last couple of days, or you've had a good go at doing it. So like I said, you can rewind these videos and watch them back and repeat them over and over again to keep on building this up. So by driving your knees out, it should really help set up a nice stable base for you to squat, and it's a good kind of point of reference if you've done some of the exercises that are further down on these videos. And it's always good to keep coming back, just testing this and practice making sure you're just doing a nice body weight squat and driving your knees out, and it should start making everything feel like a much more stable base and foundation. So like I said, the goal of this exercise really is just to make you more aware of your feet in general, as it's not just a case of just plonking your feet down, putting them shoulder width apart and just literally dropping and squatting. You've got to really switch your brain on and think, just sense it, and really what your heel and your big toe and little toe are doing, because it really is key on setting up a nice and stable base. So that is the first little section of what you're doing with your feet and your ankle. So we've got some little exercises to have a go at, and in the next video we'll be looking at further advancing these exercises. So I look forward to seeing you then.